Hi everyone, hello. I am here to do a collective reading for the Divine Feminine Collective, her soul growth and her healing and some healing messages as she moves forward. A few things. I know that usually, it's best probably to shuffle on camera, but I don't know. I felt like this message was really needed. And so I really wanted to take my time to look at the intricacies of each card that came out for every message that was wanting to come through. So that's one. And I may pull some more cards later. And I'm thinking about doing just like some quick messages in another video for each specific sign. So there's that. And then I'll probably shuffle more on camera with that. So that, and also just some information about kind of what's going on. I'm not super into astrology. First of all, I will be checking my phone periodically to make sure it hasn't stopped filming. But a few, what I was saying, I don't know tons about astrology. I'm not like super well versed in it. I do read things here and there and, listen to videos, et cetera, to gain some knowledge just to see how it can apply to whatever comes out in the cards. So that said, there is a big cycle that has ended astrologically. A 13-year cycle. There's a specific name for it. Actually, there wasn't a specific name. I tried to find it. I couldn't. I think it was just a combination of a bunch of planets, some cycles of the moon, etc. So basically, this is definitely, if you're feeling like really pushed forward, that's just you being tapped into energetically what's happening. And so this can hopefully like be confirmation and as well as some assistance as to how to continue to move forward and et cetera. Basically that completion of this 13-year cycle is now what's being brought forth is the physical manifestation of the balance between the divine masculine and the divine feminine. And that obviously is also the divine feminine, the feminine energies within us and the masculine energies within us. And as I've been doing tarot readings, I don't know, it's just kind of like been really coming forward for me, probably also because I know so much of my own personal healing has been with getting back in touch with my feminine energies and knowing that they're okay. And knowing that I can, do a lot of things from there. And a lot of the reasons that I've had challenges with certain things in my life, it's because I felt like I had to do them a different way, or, something happened that pushed me into a certain direction energetically, and it was just hard. Things were just hard, and things aren't supposed to be hard. You hear a lot about flow and things like that, but then it's like, how do you get into that flow? And I don't know, there's just so many messages, there's so many things behind that. So I just felt really compelled to do this. And so hopefully it helps someone out there, it resonates with you. Please hit like if you like the reading, if it resonates, or if you just, you just like the message, because it helps the video to circulate. So, okay, let's just get started here. I started with, there could be some specific messages as far as, a specific thing that happened. That did come through, but I'm going to do my best to stay focused on just energetically and the feminine's, like I said, growth and healing. So right now, for the current energy of the divine feminine, we have adrift. I'm looking at the camera to make sure you can see it. Adrift, letting go, allowing a higher force to take charge for a time. Number 27, which is 9, which is the ending of a cycle. We have Council of Light, divine orchestration, helpers in the subtle realms. And I pulled a tarot card, which is the Lady of Swords, which is not the Queen of Swords. In this tarot deck, it's there's different levels for every major arcana. So just like there's a Knight of Swords in the regular tarot deck, there's a Lady of Swords. So what I really got from this as I looked at it, first of all, I think we all hear a lot about letting go, and just letting life take its course and flow, blah, 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 what I had just mentioned. But it almost feels like right now, it's not a surrender. It can be for some of you, but it's not a surrender of like, okay, I surrender this situation, I surrender these thought patterns, I surrender this event, I'm going to stop trying to figure this out. It's more like it's an actual, like, I have worked so hard, up to here in various ways for various aspects of my life, that now I get to go into this next phase where I get to open and receive. And that's a hard thing to do when you've spent so much time working, right? And so I feel like the Divine Feminine collectively right now is in the process of opening herself up and letting go. And not like, and what's great about this is that because there have been so many other moments of letting go in the past, that now the letting go feels like there's grounding to it. It's not just like I let go and like let's just figure this out, kind of like, you know, the fool's energy. It's like I'm letting go, let's just figure this out as I go along, but also like I know that this is gonna happen. I know this is all gonna work out. We're good. And so that's a really nice balance, and also a testament to the cards right here of not only a trust that the Divine Feminine is gaining in this combination of masculine and feminine energies within her, like they're integrating. Not only a trust in that, but there was something else and I completely lost it. It will come back. I'm sorry, guys. But there is that. There's, you know, a trust in the universe, divine orchestration, helpers in the subtle realms. Maybe there's been some realizations as the feminine has been looking at the past and things that have occurred and not occurred, that she can work as hard as she wants, but her main job is to align herself with what she wants, herself with herself, and have that match the divine plan, you know, whatever plan is out there for her. It's like a realization that certain things really can't occur, that you can't control everything. You really can't. You can only do what you do. But I do get this really strong sense of like being okay with that now and actually having so much faith and trust in it to the point that it doesn't bother. Does that make sense? It's not like, oh, well, you know, hands up in the air, like I only have so much control, so timing, right? No, it's more like I know this, like there's a knowing there. There's still some integration that needs to take place with that knowing, because the knowing is there, but it still hasn't caught up to be fully like embodied, but it's there. And the Lady of Swords, I feel, is just confirming this combination of masculine and feminine energies. The challenge that came out was Six of Pentacles and the Knight of Coins. I think there's been some disappointment, and probably still continues to be some thoughts of disappointment about something that didn't work out. It could be romantic, it could be, you know, career, it could really be anything, but it was something really solid, really stable that one was anticipating to occur and it didn't. Or also the challenge of just kind of like waiting for this thing to happen, and that's why it's so important for this to integrate, and it will. And that is one of those things. It's just like you can push it along as much as you want, it's just gonna happen. So it's just that release into the knowing instead of the release into the unknown. Let's see what else have we got here. As far as the recent past, I've got this card, Yearning. I know it's a man and a woman, so it looks very, very romantic, but I think it's multiple things. And it's 40, so 4, so just like the energy of just like rest and contemplation and meditation and, you know, and being a little bit stuck. There's the Lady of Vessels, you know, which is like the Knight of Vessels, but the female. Strength came out in reverse. I don't usually read reversals, but I think for this, it goes both ways. It could be reversed and not reversed. And the Four of Cups, Four of Vessels. So basically, I think there's just been the challenge in the recent past. There's been the challenge of all these feelings, all these emotions, and not really knowing what to do with them. They could have been triggered by, you know, an event like not getting a job, you know, or a romantic situation that didn't work out, or, you know, some loss of something. It could have been triggered by a lot of this, but what I really see is that it's just the emotions really coming to the surface in order to be healed and in order to be integrated right here, and in order to be okay with them. Like, not necessarily fighting them and suppressing them. It's not like you're just ferociously suppressing them and fighting them and trying not to feel, but it's more like it's this acknowledgement that it's like, oh, like, this is okay. I mean, we all know it's okay to feel. You know, some of us know that more than others, but like I said at the top of the reading, it's like, it's just this knowing that's like, it's okay to like feel a lot. It's not some weird thing. Like, it's part of who I am. It's part of, it's associated with the feminine energy. It's okay to be affected. It's okay. It's, you don't have to get into your head and be like, oh, why is this happening again? Oh, I thought it was over this. Oh, like, this hurts me so much. Like, why am I still crying about this? Why am I still sad about this? Why this? Why that? Why that? Kind of longing for it to be finished. And then it's just kind of like coming to that realization of, taking strength and balancing those emotions, or having those emotions be okay, even though you may feel heavy, but it's just like, this is just kind of like part of it. Like, straight up, it really, really is. This is okay. Really okay. And I'm not saying it in like a therapist way or anything like that. Like, it's actually part of it. It's like, it's the feminine really just being all of her and being like, oh, this is the thing. This is real. Like, this is what it's like to be fully expansive and to be fully feeling. And now I don't have to be in my head so much, like, this is cool. It's fine. Yes, I was just trying to decide if I was going to go here or here. One thing that you may or may not know that is occurring, and it just all ties in so nicely. Deep replenishment, retreat, rest, be held. The initiation, rite of passage, crossing the threshold. Leap, you go first, the universe will catch you. What's really interesting about this leap card, so obviously we have the letting go. So we have letting go, we have leap. And then over here in your hopes and fears, because I did kind of do like a pseudo like Celtic cross spread, there's the Fool. So it's almost like, and that's exactly it. That's the integrating of the masculine and the feminine. And also knowing, but with everything that's so beautiful right here, is that this is okay. Because the Fool, is like I said, it's like, I'm taking a leap, I'm walking off this cliff, and I hope it all works out, catch me universe, right? But this is like, no, with everything that you've been through, like with being okay with all of the feelings, like being okay with the disappointments, knowing that everything is just all so much a part of it. It's like, it's not that foolish. The only thing that's foolish is the thought of like, oh my God. Not necessarily what's on the other side, but it's like just that moment. It's just that moment of the rite of passage, the initiation. So it's just really interesting that there's like multiple cards of like letting go and leaping and that kind of thing. But and it's like being okay with that, but then also that's the challenge, and that's what makes this such a push-pull. But know that like the energies in the universe are supporting you, and it's all good. And when I say it's all good, it's not all, like I said, it's not all good like in the way of like, it's gonna be okay, just trust. No, like I really feel like this is like an actual, like that the feminine is really starting to just be like, oh, like internally, like to the depths of her soul, just being like, it is all good, like it's good, it's my time, like it's good. Let's see where this goes. So in the near future, we've got the Hierophant. If we're talking relationship, yes, it's commitment, but I see this just really as balance. It's just being like really sturdy between the feminine and the masculine energies. As far as some advice, just like some quick advice we've got right here. We've got get grounded, empaths, highly sensitives, connect with nature, transparency, honest, authentic, genuine, present. I know that just with many women or people who identify with the feminine energy have had some difficulty with this for various reasons, right? This is not specific to females, but this is the feminine video, so yeah, that's what we're gonna do. What's really nice is that I feel like after all of this, this is not even gonna be a question. It's not gonna be like, oh, I have to be authentic right now, or like, oh, tell the truth. I always feel best when I tell the truth. It's just gonna happen. Like this really feels like a wave of something that's just kind of like taking everyone over, who's, who identifies with this journey and who can feel that soul growth happening and has been working on themselves as well, so has been like egging it along as well. And this is just gonna happen. And then on the other side of it, you're just gonna be fully open and present and bright and free and feel really, really yourself. I pulled a bunch of cards up here. These are some things that are gonna help you along the way. Fertility, powerful creative energy, initiation energy, things that we all have within us. This says, I don't know how to pronounce that. Imrama? Something. Wonder voyage, crossing deep waters, pilgrimage, journey of the soul. Clearly, the unseen, too much is hidden from you. You can take that little tagline out. Let's just talk about the unseen, because when I looked at clarifiers, I got the moon and Four of Wands, which is a great partnership card, but also just stability and passion and fiery. And it's just kind of like, I feel it's taking all these energies. It's like reclaiming, not baggage, but it's like reclaiming, it's like using everything for your benefit, there's a phrase, a friend of mine, what did he say? He said, pain to profit. Now, I know what that means, or like fear as fuel, things like that. I, in my head, know what that means, but for the longest time, I had a really difficult time like actually applying it, right? But it's kind of like, what's so hard about this is like when you're going through this journey and when you're going through all this growth, it's like you kind of just want someone or something to kind of show you the way. But the whole point of it is that when no one really can, they can guide you, but no one really can lead you because you're the leader. You're trying to get to your fullest potential, your whole self, which means there's only one of you, which means there's only one leader, you. And so it's now just kind of like, okay, so it's me, and that's okay. And whereas before, maybe like the unseen or, the moon, things that you're not sure of were holding you back. Now it's like, well, of course, I've never been where I'm going. So of course I'm not going to know it. And that's okay. Like, that's okay, because I know it's on the other side, what I actually want and who I fully am, and being that whole self the majority of the time. Potential powerful creative energy, initiation energy. So we've got another initiation card. So I think one message that's really coming strongly across for everyone is to know if things are, I personally feel like I'm at the precipice of it. It's like, if I'm in this card, I'm like standing there. And I like step in and out of that, but I'm mainly just kind of like right there. And I think a lot of people are feeling that. And so just know that if that's what you're feeling and you get maybe a little bit frustrated because you're like, just trying to get through, this is part of it. And you can't force it as much as we want to, because I know I get eager. I'm like, I feel like I know what it's like over there. I want to be there. But you want to be able to be there more times than not. And so this is just part of it. And actually tomorrow is when the new year starts. Something again with the planets. Maybe I'll look it up and maybe write it in like the video description or something. But so it ended yesterday. Tomorrow it starts. Today is literally the day. It's like the dead day. It's like the blank day, the blank slate day, the day that is neither here nor there. So if you are all feeling this, and actually this is obviously coming out in the cards, it's just part of it. And almost just like you telling yourself that, and what's been going on, you can feel it, you can just feel it. And that's real, and that's part of the feminine, is just kind of knowing things, just sensing things and just feeling things. And if you're a feminine energy empath, even more so. Just know that it's going to switch, and it's going to switch really quickly. Yes. What else do we have? I talked about the Fool. I talked about this. What is this? Oh yeah, I was like, what is she breaking through? Like, what is the feminine breaking through? I mean, we talked about so much of it already. Got seeding the light, laying foundations, divine plan. And then we've got the Nine of Wands. So the Nine of Wands in the what is it? The Universal Tarot deck is, a man who's kind of like blocked off, closed off, just a little bit wary, and kind of got some walls up, right? In this one, obviously you can see it's like almost like this is the foundation. So funny that two foundations. My phone died. Well, it didn't. It just ran out of storage. So here we are again. But I know I was talking about this, the foundation, and saying it was interesting that they were both foundation cards. Now, but here the Nine of Wands in this deck, I mean, it looks like a solid foundation, but then when you look at it, you see that it's on fire. It's on fucking fire. So seeding the light, laying foundations, divine plan. So it's swapping out one foundation for another. Seems like for a lot of you, a lot of us, a lot of the divine feminine, her foundation has eroded over time, has been lit on fire, like experience after experience has chipped away at the foundation. And you know how they always say that it's not happening to you, it's happening for you. In this case, that is definitely the case here, because now you're laying foundations. And what's great about it is that you don't even have to lay the foundation now. The foundation is there because it's always been there. It's always been you. It's just been covered by a bunch of bullshit that, by ideas, by beliefs, by thoughts, by experiences, by emotions not being expressed for various reasons. It's just been covered up by a lot of stuff. So it's not like you have to go get it. You have to like bring it in. It's like self-esteem, like confidence. You don't have to go get more self-esteem. You don't have to go get confidence. You just have to take away all the layers of the things that covered up what was already there, because you're not trying to become another person. You're trying to become the whole you, right? We have this card right here. I think it's in the position of potential outcome. Okay, let's just call this the outcome, because this is the outcome. So, and I've been saying, yes, the phone again. She knows all the things. And I know I've mentioned multiple times in this video about how you're just going to be locked into that knowing, so much so that you're just going to exist. You're just in the best way. You're going to be living your life. You're going to be your whole self, exuberant, radiant, everything. What really stood out to me here was, how are you being called to step up and lead? The reason this really stood out to me is because I actually recently read some article or something about women, how women go first. Because we are the creators. Women, the female body, so I know I'm talking about the divine feminine, but let me just cross over into women right now for a second. The female body is the only one who can birth, who can create life. Therefore, if you apply that to other things in life, other situations, the woman leads. That doesn't necessarily mean like at the most base level. It doesn't necessarily mean you lead by asking a guy out on a date, which we all know that's totally fine. But that's just like at the most base level example. It's more like you lead, you always create first with your energy, with your openness, with you, with your radiance, with your beingness, with you just being really locked in with yourself. So it's like when you now know that, yes, you take like divine action for certain things, but you don't have to go out and get it. You pull it towards you, or you know that it's there. You know that it's there, and you just open up and you pull yourself, and it's like you pull it to you. It's like you become magnetic. So you always go first. You want a certain job, you want a job opportunity, you open yourself up to it, you create the energetic vibration, because it's not going to be hard because it's already in you. Now you're cleansed enough and detoxed enough and everything enough that it's just going to come to you. So you always go first in that sense. Okay, so this is all really exciting, and I've been feeling it for a while. I think a lot of people have been. And also when it comes to the divine masculine, I can feel that I'm not as tapped into the divine masculine energy, but I know that a lot of them, that energy is being felt by them as well. I do want to get I want to see if I get anything else, so I'm just gonna maybe some specific messages, like some healing messages or anything you're being asked to do. So, among other things. My phone keeps cutting out, so I decided to just clear it all out and do some really quick final messages, and I will do another video maybe tomorrow or the next day with some specific channeled messages for the divine feminine. So I'm just going to pull one from each. Well, I did two here because two of them caught my eye. Rapid development, excellence, success. Luck is on your side. A personal issue reaches resolution. Dance with life. Do something to change your energy. I actually saw that at the bottom of the Mermaid Oracle as well. It was like energy adjustment. I think this is going to change your energy, but ultimately to help this along, do something to change your energy, to get you out of your head. And sometimes it's as simple as just letting go of what everyone has put on you and just belonging to yourself. So I hope you enjoyed that. I will be back with some more messages, and I'll talk to you soon. Okay, bye.